Hey there, Sylvia Gorenszach here. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to cover unicorn ombre nails. So the trick to doing that is to get some pastel colors that complement each other, do an ombre, and then we use this lovely spectrum chrome, which is one of our holographic chrome. It's number 12 to finish it off. So as you can see here, I'm going to be using Eye Pink Hue and Paparazzi. I already have a layer of Paparazzi on here. Now, just to be clear, it's not necessary to put a layer of polish on your nails first. I just did that prior to. That's okay. We're going to build on that. When I did these nail sticks here, I didn't put any layer of base color base at first. So I did Eye Pink Hue here, and then Malibu and a Paparazzi and Madame L here. So I created my ombre, and then I put the GelMoment Chrome number 12 Spectrum, which is one of my favorites actually, over top to get that. So this is a vertical ombre here, or horizontal, depends on which way you look at it, but basically the color fades from here to the right to the left, or left to the right, however you look at it. And then these two right here I have where the ombre gradually changes from the base of the nail to the tip of the nail. So depending on what your style is, which way you want to do it, there's no right or wrong. Just do whatever is going to be working for you. I'm going to do the vertical one on my nails here. So I'm going to try to replicate this look on my nails here. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is, once you have your nails all cleansed and polished, all cleansed, then we're going to proceed with this. So I'm just going to put some things over here, and oh yes, and we need this fan brush from our creativity kit. This is pretty important. And also Clearly Frisky. I use Clearly Frisky to mix the ombre because I find that it actually blends the colors a lot better. So let's get right to it. I should also mention that we're going to use Madame L. Forgot to mention that earlier. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is put a little bit of Clearly Frisky on your mat. And like I said, I use this for blending, so I just put a substantial blob on there. All right, so now with Paparazzi, I'm going to paint half the nail, and you still want to keep it nice and thin. So we're going to paint half the nail with Paparazzi, a little bit too much polish on that brush. Cap that edge. Okay. I always recap my polishes and keep them away from the lamp, just so you know, so that your polishes will stay lovely for as long as possible. All right, and then the other half of the nail is going to be a little bit too much polish on there too. Madame L. The lines don't have to be perfect. I do not touch this to the other one, like the wet Paparazzi that I have on the nail. And I have one less than the other. You can put what I mean by that is I didn't divide it in half equally. That's okay. I'm not looking for perfection here because it is going to be covered a little bit by the Spectrum Chrome anyhow, and I'm going to work it into each other. So now I'm going to take my fan brush here and dip it into the Clearly Frisky and just work the colors back and forth to blend. Now, when you do this, you might get some on your cuticles, which is okay. Just be sure to clean it with a cleanser pad before you put it underneath the lamp, okay? Just kind of want to work it back and forth, and we're going to do this a few times to get a nice blend. Now, I should also mention I need a cleanser pad, which I will get right now to clean up the polish that is on my skin, because we don't want it to cure underneath the lamp. Never use your fingers to clean the polish, all right? Always use your cleanser pad, and I always stick my cleanser pad back into the packet so it keeps it nice and wet and it doesn't dry out too quickly. All right, now we're gonna give that a full 45-second cure. Okay, that's dry, so now let's do another layer. When I do my ombres, I actually usually put 3 coats of the colors to do a nice mixture of the ombre. I find that 3 coats blends the best. Let's put a little bit on here. Now I got a little bit on my skin there, so I'm going to take My cleanser pad, clean that up. All right, we'll take our fan brush here, dip it into that Clearly Frisky again, and then just work the polish back and forth. It's just a light dabbing technique that I'm using. Move this paw. There we go. I'm just bringing a little bit of that purple into that paparazzi, and vice versa, bringing the paparazzi into the purple. All right, so we'll give that a full 45-second cure as well. Okay, now that's done. I actually do like that blend, so I'm not going to put a third coat on, but what I am going to do, because when we incorporate a little bit of the Clearly Frisky on here, I find that the polish can be just a little bit bumpy, and when we're covering it with one of the chromes, any bump is going to stand out. So what I want to do here is now take a coat of our Clearly Frisky, and this also ensures that our holographic chromes will stick best as well, because they can sometimes be finicky when sticking to other colors. Clearly Frisky is like the perfect polish for the chromes to stick on if you're having any issues, especially with the holographic ones. So I'm just going to apply a coat of polish on here to hopefully level out any kind of little bumps that I have here when I was adding the Clearly Frisky on there to blend, and also just using the fan brush to dot it back and forth to blend it out. So this just kind of smooths it out so you won't see the imperfections with the ombre. Okay, cap the edge. All right, so I am now going to give that a full 45-second cure. Okay, so now we're ready for the chromes. So the chrome here, I find that the holographic chromes apply better with your finger. You can use the little applicator stick that comes with it. I just find that it sticks a little bit better. I don't know if it's the heat from the finger or what. So I'm just going to dab my finger in there so you can see I have some chrome on my finger, and we're just going to rub it into our design. And this gets you that unicorn kind of look. Now Spectrum has shades of pink and blue in there, which kind of falls in line with that unicorn look, right? So you don't need very much. You basically just keep rubbing in. Make sure you cap the edge as well. Just keep rubbing in until there's no more powder that you can feel. Now, if you have to move over to the next finger to kind of rub it in, then that's fine too. And you are going to get the chrome on your skin, but that is completely fine because it'll just wash off. Okay. That looks good. So I am just going to cap this back up because I have had an accident with the chrome before and it's not fun. Now, we're going to take a Clearly Frisky to seal that chrome in, and just be sure to stay away from your cuticles, because if you don't clean up your cuticles, then before you put it underneath the lamp, then what you're going to have is the chrome look on your cuticles as well. So I do have a dedicated Clearly Frisky that is just for chromes and shimmers, so that if there is any loose powder, you know what, I'm just going to give my finger a little bit of a blow off camera here. Alternatively, you can take one of your brushes from the creativity kit. You know what, let's just do that right now. So I have one of the creativity brushes from the brushes from the creativity set, and you can just brush away at some of the loose powder here as well. Doesn't get rid of it all, but it does get rid of a bit of it. Okay, give that one more little rub, and we're going to take our dedicated Clearly Frisky and now seal in that chrome. So that is dry. Now at this point, you can go wash your hands if you're going to stop here. If you're going to continue on, which for the unicorn manicure look, I will be doing this on a few other fingers as well. I'm going to use my cleanser pad here just to show you how easy it is to clean this all up and the finished product of this finger anyhow. There we go. So we have an ombre gradient look here, and now we're going to continue on with this finger here, but I'm going to change up the colors. I am going to keep paparazzi, but I'm going to use a little bit of eye pink hue as well on the other side of the nail. So we're doing exactly the same thing as we did on this nail. This time I'm going to be painting this side of the nail with paparazzi. We'll take our brush here with a little bit of Clearly Frisky on it and then start to blend. And then the other half of the nail with Paparazzi. Sometimes when doing an ombre, it's not the cleanest. You do have to have a couple of cleanser pads or 1 or 2 cleanser pads on hand just to kind of clean up the stuff that you get on your skin, because you don't want to have that cured with on your skin. So now we're going to take our brush, dip it into the Clearly Frisky here, just so that it facilitates the blending, and then start blending back and forth. Okay, I like the look of that, and I have a little bit of Clearly Frisky from the fan brush on my finger. Oh, what some people do sometimes too is get that latex or that rubber that you can put around your finger to help with the cleanup. As long as you use a cleanser pad, you should be fine. So I'm going to cure that, and I actually like the way that that's looking for blending, so then we're going to continue on after this. Right, now that that is completely dry, we're going to take a coat of Clearly Frisky and put it over that ombre that we created, just to kind of smooth out any kind of imperfections, or if the polish didn't self-level in time, and just because when you use the chrome, all that kind of stuff really just comes out. So this will help level everything out and have a nice playing field. Let's take that Spectrum Chrome. I'm going to continue to use my finger because I find I just get best results that way. If you want to prevent wasting product, you can always just put your finger over the little pod here too, so that any kind of loose powder will fall right back in. You just rub it in until you feel no more powder. I'm going to put a coat of Clearly Frisky on that to seal in the chrome, and then we'll give it a full 45-second cure. Okay, now we're just going to clean that up with the cleanser pad. There's the start of our unicorn nails. We have Madame L going into Paparazzi, Paparazzi going into I Pink You. Now I'm going to use I Pink You going into Malibu. Now typically I wouldn't have Paparazzi as the base, but that's just what I happen to have on my nails, so we're just going to build on that. Okay, so let's put a little bit of I Pink You on the nail. You know what, I'm going to add a little bit more I Pink You because Malibu seems to have taken over that nail. Now let's take our Spectrum Chrome and rub it in. Looks good. Let's give that a coat of Clearly Frisky to seal in that chrome. And give that a cure. All right, so I'm just going to take my cleanser pad, clean this up a little bit. This cleanser pad is getting pretty saturated with chrome, but that's okay. I will wash my hands afterwards. And that's it. So we have Malibu going into I Pink You going into Paparazzi, Paparazzi going into Madame L. I'm going to carry forward and put Madame L into maybe Malibu, and then you'll see the final product at the end of this video. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe and be prepared for my next one. Ciao, ciao.